Hey, Titans! This is Captain Yeet here for you for the Teen Titans episode review. This is going to be Teen Titans Season 3, Episode 3, titled Bronto. No, my bad. Betrothed. Betrothed. My bad. It's called Betrothed. Review. So let's get into it. So this episode starts off with Beast Boy walking up and down the hallways until eventually he sees Starfire and sees grabbing all the stuff in her room and taking it out. She's going back and forth. Eventually, all the Titans are looking at this, and they're like, Starfire, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I'm going to Tamaran. Raven's like, okay, but why are you taking, like, everything out your room to go visit Tamaran? She goes, oh, because I'm not coming back. Everybody's like, what? She goes, yeah, because I'm getting married. What? And then we get the theme song. Whilst he's taking everything back and forth, we see Silky. Now, Starfire doesn't officially get Silky till later on in the season, but last episode we saw Silky randomly pop up, and now we see Silky again randomly pop up here, pop up. So I'm guessing they're like, laying the little hints like, yeah, Silky's always been here. I don't know how she actually gets Silky, but I know it's not until later on in the series. But yeah, that's a little Silky little thing there. Anyway, the theme song is English again. So English is really beating Japanese theme right now. Now I said if the Japanese now it's only episode 3. And they can get a few more episodes in this season, they can catch up to English. But right now they're behind by a lot. Anyway, we cut to outer space. Everybody's inside the T-ship. Starfire is getting really excited to bring everybody to Tamaran so she can have everybody eat their food, eat their kind of, eat the Tamaranian food, get to see how beautiful the place is. She really just wants to tell everybody how nice this place is. Anyway, Raven's like, yeah, I can't wait. Beast Boy, he gets a little nervous because, the Tamaranian food sounds like monsters. He specifically says the Splunkus, or they can eat the Splunkus, they can eat the Porktons. Like, these things don't sound real. They sound like monsters. So Beast Boy is getting a little bit nervous. Robin, he goes, you're getting married. This is wild. Do we even know this guy? Starfire's like, oh no, I never even met him myself. I'm getting an arranged marriage. I'm getting an arranged marriage. That's how things works on Tamaran. He goes, what? You're getting married? You don't even know this guy? And he jumps out of his T-ship to jump onto the glass where Starfire is looking to say this. Obviously, he has to go back into his T-ship because he realized, I'm in space. I can't breathe. He realized, I'm in space. I can't breathe, so he has to run back over to his T-ship to get air. This guy. Anyway, Starfire is explaining about how, it's the way for people. This is how things are done. Robin's like, but Starfire, and because you see he's flashing in my face like crazy, it is because, bada bing, bada boom, out of nowhere, we get these random little bugs shooting at the T-ship. Now, we found out later these bugs are actually like spaceships, but they're shaped like bugs. Anyway, they're shooting at the T-ship. Raven's like, they outnumber us 10-1. Robin goes, not for long. And we see the T-ship split apart, just like the Fantastic Car, which is pretty cool. We see it split apart like the Fantastic Car, and we zoom in on each part of the ship because it has to expand so it can fly on its own. And the funniest part is Raven and Starfire. They have the wings, and the wings can expand and fly on their own too, which is pretty funny. I think the coolest parts have to be with Robin. While he's flying around, he has the biggest grin on his face when he grabs like the gear shift to go like around the side. Look how big his smile is. Look how big this guy's smile is when he does that. That was just so funny to me when he did that. And then Cyborg, he goes into an asteroid field and he like swerves around and makes them slam into each other. Starfire, she's getting barraged with blasts. She goes, I don't think splitting up was the best idea. Robin's like, yeah, I think you're right. So he goes, yo, Titans, everybody combine back into one big ship. When they do that, they make all those little bug ships crash into each other and that perfect timing, and explode. And then they eventually find Tamaran. This is what Tamaran looks like on the outside. Looks really nice. Looks really nice and pretty. There we go. But when they actually get onto the planet, it's a wasteland. And Starfire goes, isn't this the most beautiful planet you've ever seen? Everybody's looking at the wasteland like, yeah, this is nice, Starfire. I'm grabbing my phone. Okay. They're like, yeah, this is really nice, Starfire. And then we eventually get to like this gigantic mountain, and we see buildings and stuff. So for the most part, the most of this planet is a wasteland, but the civilization and buildings and food is on this mountain. But the rest of this planet, it's a wasteland. But as you see, we see like this gigantic building and stuff. So yeah, that's where everybody is. They get up there, they walk over to the castle, and we see this gigantic guy, like huge. This man is bulky. Walk out and start talking to Starfire. They're arguing, and eventually the guy lunges. Look how big this guy is. He is huge. He walks out and he lunges at Starfire after they stop arguing, and Robin's like, "Yo, Titans!" But then he starts tickling her. Cyborg's like, "Yeah, I think we're good." And then Starfire officially introduced him. His name, for the rest of this episode, I'm gonna call him Stardad, but his real name is Galfor, if I'm not mistaken. Galfor is his regular name, but I know that's gonna mess me up. I know that's gonna mess me up a lot. I'm just making sure that's his name in the Yeah, Galfor. So, Starfire says Galfor has raised her ever since he was a little kid. This isn't her biological dad or family, but he has raised her since he was a kid. I'm guessing Blackfire too. We don't really get any information on Starfire's actual mom and dad. I don't know. In the comics, I never read the comics, so the only Starfire like really know is this show. And from what I know, from what I remember when I was a kid, they don't mention her actual mom and dad, so maybe they died, maybe they left, I don't know. But this is basically her dad, her like adoptive dad. Anyway, Beast Boy starts laughing. He goes, "Wait, so you're telling me this guy is your nanny?" V walks over to him, "You got a problem with that?" And Beast Boy's like, "No, I'm good. Anyway, he goes, "So," Galfor says, "So." Actually, I was going to say Stardad, but it doesn't matter. Galfor says, "So, I seen you met our new enemies." And we look over at the T-ship, and it's busted up. Robin, "So you know who attacked us?" He goes, "Yes, it's the Drexums." That's not how you actually say the name, but that's how I can say it. It's the Drexums. We've been in war with them for a while, and they're kind of overthrowing us. If we don't do something quick, we might be gone forever. If I was the main emperor of Temeran, I would, but I'm not. It doesn't matter. A lot of things have changed ever since you left, Starfire. And then they walk into the actual castle, and these were those bug ships that were attacking the Titans in like 2 minutes ago. But they were just flying around so fast, I couldn't get a good shot of them. But here they are, just standing there on Temeran. Anyway, they walk inside the castle. Beast Boy sees this gigantic, weird-looking dog thing, and he goes to poke it, and the dog gets mad. He runs around, and he calls it an alien. And Raven grabs him. She goes, "Hey, you're the alien here, so just act right, please." Robin goes, "Hey, Starfire, about this whole wedding thing, don't you think?" And he puts his hand on her shoulder. All her guards, even Galfor, jump up at Robin and finna hit him. And then he says it's treason, or it's not right for an outsider to touch the princess. Oh! Yo, I'm so stupid. That's like the main part of the conversation I forgot to mention back in that little scene. Galfor calls her the princess of Temeran. And everybody's like, "What? You're a princess?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm the second in line, because Blackfire is the oldest, so she's the first in line." Cyborg looks at Robin, and he goes, "Did you know about this?" Robin goes, "Just go." Like, he didn't know. He's like, he just fed up. He's like, "You know what, forget it. Just go, man." Let's just keep it going inside the castle. That was pretty funny. Anyway, he goes, it's not right for outsiders to touch the princess. And then Starfire like, "Please don't hurt my friends." Then we cut over to the dinner table. Now, at this dinner table, there are these gigantic cups. The only people that are able to actually lift these cups with ease are Temeranians, which makes sense because Temeranians are like wicked strong. They're like crazy strong. And I just realized something. I wanted to get it out before I forget it. The only ones we see actually use starbolts or beams are Blackfire and Starfire. We don't ever see any of the guards use Starfires, like, starbolts, or even Galfor. So, I don't know if that's only a royalty thing or not. That's, I never really thought about that. But those are the only two we ever seen, at least in this episode. Anyway, look at these gigantic cups. The only ones able to lift them with ease are the Temeranians. Everybody else, they are struggling. They are struggling bad. Eventually, they bring out the food, and they just plop it onto the table, and they're going over all the food, and eventually all the Tamaranians looks like monsters, just drooling, ready to eat, and everybody just jumps onto the table and start eating like they're dogs and like rabid beasts, and they're just scarfing down. Robin like, so you get your table manners on Earth, huh? Starfire goes, eat, or there won't be any left. like this is how it works on Tamaranian. You just jump up and just eat like dogs. And she just yelled. It was just so funny when she yelled at Robin. She's like, you better eat or there's not going to be anything left. That was pretty funny. Beast Boy, he's kind of mad because, you know, he's a vegetarian. He goes, yo, I'm a vegan. Does anything here look vegan to you, Cyborg? He goes, honestly, I don't know. But it doesn't matter. And he starts scarfing down too. Beast Boy's like, you know what, I'm not hungry. He puts his food to the side. Eventually, the new Grand Emperor of Tamaran has came. Inside the room, everybody bows down, and we find out the new Emperor is Blackfire. Obviously, all the Titans in Starfire are shocked that Blackfire is the new Emperor. She goes, what's the matter, little sister? You surprised to see me? Obviously, Starfire's like, yes, I'm surprised to see you not in jail. How the heck are you the Emperor now? This is the only explanation we get. Blackfire says that she got tired of jail, so she broke out, came to Tamaran, took over, and now she's the new Emperor. Part of me was like, well, in episode 2 of season 1, remember, they were tracking Blackfire down like a hawk, like an animal got let off the leash. So why didn't they do that again when she broke out? Now you might be thinking, well, she came to Tamaran. This is a whole planet full of Starfires. Starfire is wicked strong and durable and powerful. That'd be a lot to deal with. Maybe that's one idea. Or maybe she has diplomatic immunity because now she's the Emperor and she's on her home planet. Maybe. I don't know. But then I was like, well, would they even let her take over the... I mean, they did. But why would they let her take over the throne if she did all these war crimes and stuff and she's in jail? Maybe that doesn't matter for the princess or now the new queen. I guess. Anyway, Blackfire sees the one that arranged Starfire's marriage, and the marriage is going to be to this guy. And this random buff guy comes out of nowhere. And Starfire doesn't look too mad about it. And Robin looks pretty mad about it. But it turns out this isn't her actual husband. It's going to be this thing that comes up in a second. Yeah, look at this. Obviously, Starfire is shook, and Robin is like, what? This guy? Obviously, Robin is pretty mad. And his name is Glurgades. Glurgades? I'm going to call him the Slugs if I can't remember Glurgades. Anyway, Glurgades, he is not the ruler, but he is a part of the army that's been attacking Tamaran. And if Starfire marries him, there's going to be a peace treaty, so no more war. So Starfire has to marry this guy for the good of her people. Obviously, Robin's like, Starfire, you can't do this. Starfire's like, well, Robin, I have to, for the good of Tamaran. If I don't, then he's going to keep raging war on us. Blackfire says that she is going to marry him at the next moon set tonight. Robin's like, tonight? She goes, now, Starfire, go to your room and get prepared. Everybody, guards, take Starfire's friends to their living quarters and keep an eye on them. We'll see everybody tonight for the wedding. And then we cut over to the Titans inside their room, and Beast Boy, he's pretty mad because he's getting eaten by this random chair. Cyborg gets him out, and he goes, yo, what am I supposed to do? I don't know what's a bed, what's not a bed, what's alive, what's not alive. How am I supposed to get some sleep? Robin's like, how can you get any sleep? We have to stop this wedding. Raven's like, well, do we? This is her culture. Who are we to, just walk all over their culture? The arranged marriage is what they do. Robin's like, yeah, I understand that. But this is Blackfire we're talking about. There's something up with this. Raven, you follow Blackfire, see what she's up to. Beast Boy, Cyborg, you check out the Draxums. That's not the actual name, I'm just saying it. Draxum army, and see what's going on with them. Cyborg's like, okay, what are you going to do? I got to talk to Starfire. And so we cut over to Beast Boy and Cyborg walking into one of their spaceships. And when they walk into it, Beast Boy trips and falls. Cyborg like, hey man, be quiet. You're trying to wake up the whole... What the... And there's nobody in here. They walk over to the control panel where the seat is. And they turn the seat around. He's like, autopilot? It's a little robot. Beast Boy's like, so they got an army, but with no like men, no army men. This is kind of weird. And then they turn around, it's a ton of Tamaranian guards with their spears out. And Cyborg like, oh, Blackfire doesn't want anybody to know. It's just set up. Then we cut over to Raven. She's in Blackfire's room. She walks over to this little chest, opens it, and a glow starts appearing on her face. And she looks shocked. Then Blackfire and Glorgades walks into the room, and Raven disappears. So you're like, where the heck did she go? And then the camera pans up on the roof, and she comes up like this little portal. That was pretty cool. I like that. Anyway, yeah, we just find out this whole thing is a ruse. There really is no army. Those are all robots. He wants to marry Starfire, and in exchange for Blackfire making Starfire marry her, he's going to give Blackfire this thing called the Jewel of Cartha. If that's a real thing in the comics, I honestly don't know. But she says this jewel is going to amplify her powers. And with her powers amplified, nobody can stop her. And then Glorgades sees Raven on the roof, shoots her down, she falls, and then Blackfire beats her up. Oh, she goes, oh, you caught a spy. And then she grabs the Jewel of Cartha. We see like some energy appear around her. And then she like smiles. So, yeah, she beats her up. Then we cut over to Robin. He's climbing up this gigantic wall to go start the Starfire. Dedication. Go get your girl, Robin. That's what I'm talking about. Look how tall this thing is. Oh, the camera didn't switch yet. But she saw me. Anyway, okay, here we go. Now we get to see how tall it is. Now we get to see how tall this thing is. Look at that. He's climbing all the way up there. Starfire's on the balcony. She's looking sad. Robin, he's climbing up. Eventually, Robin gets to the top, and Starfire like, oh, Robin, I'm so glad to... what are you doing here? Like, she's really happy, but she's like switching back. He's like, Starfire, you can't really go through with this wedding, can you? This is a Blackfire we're talking about. I know, but this is for the good of our people. If I get married, Tamaran won't be destroyed. Come on, Starfire, you can't do this. Robin, if you're not going to be happy for me on my wedding day, maybe you shouldn't be at my wedding at all. He goes, Starfire. And we see this random hand grab Robin's mouth and yank him away. Now, Starfire was turned around during this whole conversation. And then, she doesn't hear Robin talk anymore. So she's like, huh? Turns around and he's gone. She goes, oh, okay, so I guess he must have left. Then we cut to the guards grabbing Robin and throwing him into a prison with all the other Titans. He goes, I couldn't talk her out of it. This is bad. She's going to actually go through with this wedding. It's for the good of her people, though. Cyborg's like, no, it's not. That's all a lie. It's a ruse. Blackfire's setting her up. He goes, are you serious? We have to stop this. Yeah, but how? We're in prison. We're going to bust out. Then we cut over to Starfire. She puts on her dress. And Galfor. Yeah, I almost forgot his name. She looks really nice in this dress, though. Galfor, he comes in and gives Starfire like this crown thing to put on her head. He goes, you are the most beautiful bride I have ever seen. She goes, thank you. She looks sad. He goes, what's the matter, little one? She goes, nothing. You can't trick an old, Tamaranian. I raised you. What is on your mind? I'm doing what's good for our people. But I don't know if this is good for me. He goes, just do what's good for your heart. And he grabs her chin, just do what's good that you feel is right in your heart. And then I think even he knows, but since Blackfire is the ruler, he can't do anything. Blackfire comes in like, Starfire, you ready for your wedding? And then we cut over to all the Titans busting out. And we get this dope shot of them busting out of their prison. They're like, yeah, let's do this. Now, Robin, he jumps up and kicks two guards in the face, and they, pass out. So I'm like, aren't these Tamaranians? Shouldn't they be as strong as Starfire, at least decently close? But I guess not. All the other guards run over to Beast Boy, and he turns into that alien dog that he was messing with. And they get scared and run away. And Cyborg's like, how did you know you could do that? Beast Boy goes, lucky guess. Now, there was a movie. So he turns into the alien dog. There was a movie called Teen Titans vs. the Justice League. And in that movie, they go to, the demon realm or wherever where Trigon lives. And Beast Boy starts freaking out. He starts, and they're like, yo, Beast Boy, what's the matter with you? And then he's able to turn into any alien or any, type of demon in that demon realm. And there was a video what was the YouTuber, Mr. Needle Mouse? It's been so long since I watched them. But basically, I think this is in the comics too. Like, whatever planet Beast Boy's on, his powers arculate to the species there. So obviously on Earth, he can turn to any animal, extinct or non-extinct, any animal there. And if he goes to a different planet with different animals, his body has to adjust to those animals on that planet, and then he can turn to any animals there. Now, I don't know if it's like, when you're on another planet, you can't turn into like a gorilla because you're not on Earth. I don't know if that's how it works. So I don't know if it's like, oh, I'm not a Tamaran anymore. I can't turn into that beast dog. I can only turn into animals on the planet I'm on. I don't know if it works like that, but that's still pretty cool. And that's the only time we see Beast Boy fight in this episode. Anyway, the wedding's starting to happen. Cloudflare is walking Starfire down the aisle. Robin's fighting off a ton of guards. Eventually, it gets to the point to where Blackfire's like, Starfire, do you take Galurgadus to be your husband? Galurgadus, do you take Starfire to be your wife? Starfire doesn't say anything, and Blackfire's like, yeah. And then Robin, he's fighting off all these guards, and he looks at a piece of glass, and he sees like Starfire at the wedding thing, and he yells out, Starfire! Starfire turns around like, huh? And then she goes, what the? And Blackfire's like, what do you say? She goes, no. She goes, you have to do what's good for your people. And she grabs the jewel of Kartha and blasts Starfire. Now, throughout this whole episode, her blasts are red because she has a jewel now. In the other episode, we saw her fight her blast with black because Blackfire. Anyway, all the Titans run in. They tell Starfire the truth, how everything's a lie. She's lying to everybody inside the whole kingdom. And then Starfire, we get this dope scene with Starfire where she like powers up and she like sort of disintegrates her wedding dress off. Now she has like her regular outfit on underneath, like so she's not naked. That was a pretty cool scene where she like powers up and she disintegrates her wedding dress, and she goes, "I challenge you, sister, for the throne of Tamaran." Everybody's like, oh, and then she starts to fight Blackfire, and Robin, he tries to jump in to help, but Cloudflare is like, no, you can't. When you challenge someone like that, you have to do it one-on-one by yourself. If anyone interferes, the challenge is null and void, and then there's no point to it now. So they start fighting. Starfire is holding her own for a little bit, but she has the jewel of Kartha that empowers her, so she's even stronger now. And she's somewhat invincible, because there was a point to where Starfire was throwing a huge barrage of starbolts at Blackfire, and it did nothing, because she has the jewel now. There was this dope scene where Starfire goes, you may rule. No. At first, Blackfire says, you will always just be my little sister. And grabs Starfire and starts slamming her against the wall. They were going crazy, slamming her against the walls. And then Starfire goes, you may rule Tamaran, but you do not rule me. She does some star bolts out of her eyes, shoot Blackfire back. They're still brawling. There was one point Starfire jumps up and boom, lands right on Blackfire with her feet and slam her through the floor. I'm like, okay. My goodness, they were going crazy. Like this whole episode, they were going crazy, ball to the walls. I mean, like this fight at least. Like, look at this, slamming her. I think Blackfire grabs a pillar, slams Starfire back, and all the Titans can't do anything because then she can't rule. But look at this. I mean, they're durable, so they can take it, but they're going crazy. They were going crazy this episode. I gotta get that shot. I think it's right here, isn't it? Yep, it's right here when she lands on Blackfire with her feet. Starfire was not playing. She was not playing around. And this is the scene where Blackfire grabs Starfire and just like slamming her against the walls. I was like, my goodness. I mean, yeah, they're Tamaranian, so they're durable, but they were going crazy. They were going so crazy in this episode. It's not fair. Eventually, the fight gets put back into like the wedding hall, and that was just so funny to me. I'm like, why are people just walking around? But it gets back to the wedding hall. Starfire grabs the jewel of Kartha, destroys it. They fight some more, and then Starfire does it on the barrage. Blackfire stands there, and then she passes out. And then Starfire goes, now I won. I'm the new ruler of Tamaran, and I banished Blackfire from Tamaran. Blackfire's like, what? You can't do that. Where am I supposed to live? And then the Galurgadus like looks at Blackfire like, huh? She goes, yeah, you wish. Some guards grab Blackfire and take her away. And Robin's like, so, since you're the ruler of Tamaran, that means you have to stay here? She goes, I must do what's right for Tamaran. and walks off the screen. And Robin looks pretty sad. Then we cut outside. Everybody's like, woohoo, celebrate the new ruler. And she goes, I must do what's right for Tamaran. And what's right is not for me to be ruler. My heart is to Earth. I'm not a good fit for this. But Glarifer is, celebrate your new ruler, and gives him the little crown that Blackfire was wearing. And he I'm going to miss you. And, oh, I forgot. There was, at the beginning of the episode, he goes, I'm feeling the sick of the home. So I can't wait to get back to Tamaran. Then when she looks at the Titan saying, let's go back home, she's like, I'm feeling the sick of the home. Let's go back to Earth. That was pretty cool. I forgot that at the beginning. But Starfire says that Glarifer and Starfire say their goodbye. He goes, I'm going to miss you. Can't wait to see you again. And she goes, yes. Now I can pick my own husband. And who knows? Maybe there's a husband for me on Earth. So she flies over to Robin, stands next to him, and they look at each other and walk away. And Glarifer sees this, and he's like, okay. Even he knows, okay. Okay. I see you. She goes, I don't know. Maybe there's a husband for me on Earth. And she flies right next to Robin. And that little smile Glarifer gives, man, that was really nice. Like, right next to your boy. He goes, all right. It wouldn't be too bad. Nice. And that's the end of the episode. Really nice. There was this one little joke where Beast Boy says he hasn't used the bathroom the whole time. Oh. He hasn't used the bathroom the whole time they've been here because he doesn't know what a toilet is. And Cyborg's like, you are not going to pee inside the T-ship. Come on, let's go. And then that's the episode. Really good episode. I don't specifically remember this episode from Mike's childhood. I remember a few episodes from Mike's childhood in this season, but this one in particularly, no. But I think the next episode I do remember vividly because it was pretty funny. So, that's all I got for you guys today. So, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. I thank you all for watching. I thank you all out there for being wonderful human beings. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Those two boxes should be like right here. So that's like perfect. That should be perfect. It should be like right here. Okay. I'm gonna look so dumb when it like not in the spot where I'm pointing. It doesn't matter. See ya.